Yeah, so the dream started maybe 4 years ago. Me and my mates were sitting around at a house party. We played a couple of games of Warhammer, and we were just kind of disappointed that we didn't have a local store that was like it was in the 1990s in Games Workshop. I think every 30-something-year-old gamer remembers the magic of walking into a 1990s GW, seeing people painting and playing, and just seeing these wacky, far-out crazy sci-fi and fantasy models on the table. And we wanted to create a store that still had that feel, and we weren't getting it from our local community. So we decided to create Dice Arcade, which was right during the middle of COVID. And looking around for appropriate places to open up, the only place we could find was right between two other competitors. And so we decided to sell the same product in the same place, essentially for the same price as two other stores. But I knew the difference between us and them was that we were offering something that they weren't, which was the community. And because we came from the community and we were going to offer something that the others didn't. And I knew if we built it, that the players would come. Starting a small business, particularly in Australia, is very scary. Something like 80% of new businesses fail within the first 3 years. And not just that, particularly hobby shops. It's everyone's dream to open a hobby shop, but to open a successful hobby shop takes a lot of work. So it's not just a financial outlay, it's an outlay in time, and then also thinking about how you can do something that the other people aren't. Because it's not all about price point and reach. And I know early on with Dice Arcade, I was pulling 70-hour weeks. There was many weeks where I didn't pay myself at all just to put a new range of stock on the shelves. And if you look back at some of those early videos and photos of us, there was nothing in here. There was nothing to buy. And I look back at those times, I think, how do we survive and how do we get this far? And really it was because of my friends and because of the community and people supporting me. And because they knew that they could have an experience here that they couldn't have anywhere else. So really it was just a big grind and just staying hungry and keeping a smile on your face the whole time. And just believing in that dream the whole time. Because if you push through those early days where you're not making a lot of money and you stick to the business plan, and you know that the core truth of the business that you're doing, Dice Arcade, making it about the community and for the community, that eventually you'll win through. It's just about hitting that critical mass or getting your name out there, and eventually you'll succeed. But yeah, certainly very scary early on. If someone is starting their own business, you need to know your product. There is so much out there, and particularly in something like the hobby industry, so many products are so niche. And I really just started stocking on the shelves everything that I personally used in my own hobby journey, and my own cards and my own hobby products, strange tools that I'd never seen anywhere else, that I knew were great products and that would sell, or that things that people hadn't seen before. So knowing your product is absolutely key, and having an understanding of how you want to conduct yourself. Dice Arcade prides itself on being an independent store, and in Australia, particularly being so far away from the rest of the world with imports, and all of the products that we sell are made overseas, very little of it is domestic product. Just having an understanding of how you want to conduct yourself in business. It's really hard to stay independent and not to sign yourself over to a big distributor or a big corporate entity, or to be too reliant on one product or one brand. Being balanced in your approach, having an understanding of what kind of margin you can make, and being aggressive, putting yourself out there and winning customers over. And a lot of the time that's about being friendly, being approachable, and letting them know that you're just like them, that you're one of them, because we are. So hobby stores, as I'm sure many of you are aware, can be pretty scary and smelly places. They can resemble dungeons sometimes, and it can be a pretty intimidating space for people to walk into, particularly if it's your girlfriend or partner, or if it's a member of your family that's coming in to buy a gift or something for you. They can often be put off by the classic hobby store experience. And Dice Arcade and myself and the guys that work for me, we really fight against that. And we try and be as friendly and open, as approachable as possible. Something I talk about with my guys is creating a soft landing for our customers so that when people come in, they have something to look at. They have a friendly, approachable person that says hello to them, that looks them in the eye, and that if they look at all uncertain when they walk in the door, that we're there to support them right away. And that they, even though they might not know the product, or they might just be experiencing this strange niche set of products that we sell, that we have the expert knowledge and that we can create a positive retail experience for them. If you are an experienced customer, a pro hobbyist, I want you to come in and know that we have the range to support your hobby, whether it be the latest new release, trading cards or hobby product, that we've got it and we're able to supply it. We pride ourselves on having the full range on shelf wherever possible. And if we don't have it, we want to be able to source it for you in a short amount of time. We have 6 different distributors across Australia for MTG. We're a licensed retailer for Games Workshop, for the Wizards Play Network, for Hasbro, and a number of other big brands. And so we pride ourselves on staying independent and working between these different distributors to find the best price possible. And that's where Dice Arcade is able to support the hobby community in the way that it does. Because we're not signed over to any one brand, product, or distributor, we can shop around and we can be more aggressive on prices than our competitors. So if you're an experienced hobbyist, we don't just bring the right price and the right product, we also bring the knowledge and the experience. Something we talk about with our events is building a ladder. So if you're a brand new player that's coming in for the first time, we can show you how to paint at one of our painting days. We can teach you how to play with one of the members of our community. We can get you involved in a local RTT tournament. And then we also, at the top end, we also run grand tournaments with sometimes up to 80 players right here in the Shire. So we've got a complete ladder that we've built from the ground up, for new players walking for the first time, all the way up to that professional level. I'd like to see Dice Arcade become one of the biggest hobby retailers in Australia, ideally. Not just from an online point of view, but also from a local store point of view. We have a really clear business model and a really clear vision of how we want to operate. We want to have large play spaces with clear tables. We want to create a blank canvas for our customers so that when they come to our store, they know what game they want to play and they know how they want to play it. All I want to do is be a facilitator. And in doing that, we need a bright, clear, open space with friendly and approachable staff and the right products at the right price. And I think if we build that model, that will also expand online and people will recognize that they're not just buying from an anonymous shop front online or another discount web store, that we are offering so much more than that. And by purchasing through us, that they're supporting their whole hobby community and they are paying where they play. That they'll get so much more than just the product that they purchased. The only thing I really want to say is that no man is an island when it comes to small business, and that I am not a self-made man. I am the product of a lot of support from a lot of different people. Particularly early on, a lot of the people that run our events are volunteers, and even my own employees now, the guys that work for me, of a weekend when we do run events, they're here most of the time. They're here most weekends, whether they're on the clock or not, because we really are community orientated, and that everything that happens in this store has come as a result of the friendships and the support of the people around me. And it's the only reason we've made it this far, that we made it and we survived through COVID and through opening up right in the middle of 2 competitors. And the only way we could have done that was by developing deep and meaningful community connections with our customers. Yeah.